cannot be like you unless I make the efforts like you. But if I fail to make those efforts that you make, yet I want to be like you. Oh, I like a nice house. I like a nice car. I like a nice family. I like a nice education. Oh, aren't there many Muslims who want to learn Qur'an? I teach. I've been teaching in Canada since 1992. And I can tell you, these are the weakest set of students I ever taught in my life. The weakest set of students I've ever taught in my life. Because why? The students generally don't pay money. And they're misers to pay money to learn Qur'an. But they don't budge to go to university and pay thousands of dollars. Yet this community doesn't stop to overflow how much they love Qur'an. Itni muhabbat. So much of love they have. Yet their mouth can't prove where the love is. What we need to understand, brothers and sisters, we need to wake up and be realistic. We were fed for a long time with placebos. You know what is that? We were fed for a long time with placebos. Brother, can you make dua for me? Imam, can you make dua for me? Maulana, can you make dua for me? We are making dua all the time. Chapter 2, verse 186. It's every human right to aspire and to want to reach the stars. That's his choice or her choice. But here are the other prerequisites for reaching the stars. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. Let them obey me. Let them respond to me. Let them respond to divine loftiness. وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي, and secure me in their life. That's Allah. How can I want all these nice good things? How can I want nice children, good children, educated children? How can I want to live in a good society, but I don't want to do the work? God, I want you to do it for me. It's like I was visiting a country recently, and when I arrived, I said, well, what's the new? They said the new is there is dua in the whole country for the recover of Jerusalem. I said, what? They said, yes, because the Jews are doing everything to overpower Jerusalem. I said, the Jews are taking over Jerusalem according to you, and you are begging Allah to save it? Is that your understanding of Allah? That He comes in human life, in human society, and He says, hey, Jews will stop you? If the du'as of the Muslims were correct and true, it would have saved them and their family. Hear this? If the du'as of the Muslims were true and correct, it would save the average Muslim family and make them first a human being. And don't walk about with placebos. We have too many placebos. And the Prophet Muhammad, whom you claim you love, and the world of Muslims claim they love, and they are willing to kill Europeans and everybody who don't show love for him as they think. Here, if you love him, he says human beings will get only what they struggle for. And their achievement is based on their struggles. And whatever they're working for, they don't have to wait till they're dead to see it. That's the next placebo. Almost all the masjids you go to in Canada and the Muslim world, they talk about life after death, right? My friend was telling me the other day, there was some big superstar came and he was telling them what you can read and how many blessings you're going to get, and when you're dead, all these blessings are going to accumulate to you. I said, did he tell them anything how to come out of the hell they're in? This Qur'an doesn't focus on when you're dead. This Qur'an focuses on when you're alive, because it is life that matters. It is life that matters. Don't go and tell people when you're dead you're going to get this and you're going to get that. Show them how to get out of the hell they're in. And I've told you many, many times, Akhirah, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. You mean God was telling the Prophet that when you're dead, it's going to be better for you than the first part of your life? who knows the Arabic language, look at that and see what it means. It was telling the Prophet, the first part of your life prior to divine guidance can never be equal to the latter part of your life when you were overwhelmed with guidance. Because the Qur'an says, وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And that's for all of us. We need to understand that. So my brothers and sisters, I leave that with you. Let us wake up. Let us put our shoulders to the wheels of our life. I have a family and most of you have families. And if you don't have families, you have come from families. And you still have responsibilities towards mothers and fathers who have done so much physically for us and maybe mentally. None of our parents is guaranteed to be born with Islam. And none of us is guaranteed Islam because of the country we come from, or the names we have, or the emotions we go through. Islam has to be worked for, struggled for. And that is why you find, generally speaking, many of those who are very sincere when they come to Islam from outside paganism, they are generally more steadfast, more dedicated, more educated Muslims of the Qur'an than the general Muslim masses. There are exceptions, but this is my experience. I leave this with me and you, reminding myself and you that the prophets, all of them brought the deen of Allah. Let us build a society here in Canada, in North America, in back home, wherever we come from, not on the principles of prejudice, of discrimination, of exploitation, of oppression, of superiority. Let us build this human society on the grounds of this Qur'anic verse in conclusion. Ya ayyuhan nas, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha, وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. The least of the translation. O people, all people, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ إِنَّ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى. You can see the males and the females you have been created from. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ. And we have made you into nations and tribes. Why? لي لام التعليل بالعربية، لام التعليل، لام السببية، لي تعارفوا, in order that, so that, تعارفوا, تعارف means what? To recognize the reality of what